ano, dali ra kayo ang iyang rulings. Ang medyo gubot-gubot lang ang kaning subtraction. So there are so many rules that is included in the subtraction. If you have your own calculator, you can actually easily calculate the answer for each problems when we deal with positive and negative numbers. Pero pag wala, maglisod yun ka. So integers defined, we have integers are the set of whole numbers and their opposites. We have the opposite of each number, and that is actually represented with the negative. So we have the minus. So this is just the same with having a temperature or like a thermometer. Thermometer, barometer, unsa po ng meter diha that starts with the middle point, which is the zero. And the representation below kanang nadira sa ubos nga drawing, that is the what we call as the number line. Number line which extends to the right and extends to the left. And in the number line, we have the middle number, which is the zero. But this number line, no, is not applicable if you're having the kilogram. Kasi we don't know, no? Ginana, no? Kasi sa timbangan lang nga bathroom scale, wala. Dili ni siya applicable ng naay negative 1, negative 2. In short, timbangan sa tao ba? Wala na siya, no? So mostly, when we have our mga anong tawag dito? Scales or weighing scales, we are more of looking forward at the positive numbers rather than the negative. So we always deal negative numbers when we measure mga temperature. Yun talaga always. The temperature of a certain object. Say for example, if it is too hot, then we expect positive numbers. And when it is too cold, we expect negative numbers. So ana siya. So the number line goes on forever in both directions, just like what we have said, and whole numbers greater than 0 are called positive integers, and these numbers are to the right of 0 on the number line. And of the opposite numbers, or the opposite of the 0, or in the left side, those are the what we call as the negative integers. Okay, so whole numbers less than 0 are called negative integers, and these numbers are to the left, okay? The integer is neither positive nor negative. So the sign of an integer is either positive or negative except 0, which has no sign. So if there would be items that would be asking now what integer that is either positive or negative, you shall answer 0. Neutral in short, wala siya, no? Siya manggod ang middle point for the integers. And 0 is actually considered as a whole number. Whole number na siya. Counting number starts with number 1. But for whole numbers, we start from number 0. Opposite integers, when two numbers are the same distance away from 0, on opposite sides of the number line, one will have a positive sign, the other a negative sign. Like for example, we have from 0 to the right, we have positive 1, and 0 to the left, the same lang siya nga distance, that would be negative and negative 1, in which both are opposite sides of the number line, represented by the middle point, which is the 0. Okay, so write an integer to represent each situation. We have 15 degrees above 0. If we are going to represent this one, it will be like this. 15 degrees above 0. So since you already have here the word above, we have the word above, so automatic we say we go up. So therefore, we will be from 0, always our basis would always be in the 0, then we will have the 15. So maybe 15 is somewhere dito pa jud, no, sa dulo kasi 10 naman na kutob na adiraa. Okay, so that would be plus 15. So we go above, and that would mean going above also. That's positive. Next is a loss of $11. So since you have here a loss, nawala, so therefore, it's going down. So parang may nakuha. So syempre, maybe you can find that one on the left side. Kasi loss man, may nawala. Okay, negative 11. A gain of 8 points. May nadagdag na 8 points. Or may nadagdag na 8 kilograms. So, it's an additional gain man. So, that is plus. Okay? And we have 3 steps backward. And that will be negative. Okay, negative 3. So, name the opposite of each integer. We have negative 11. So, syempre, yung opposite kay plus 11. For plus 27, ang iyang opposite should be negative 27. Negative 14 plus 14 plus 4, negative 4. Oh. Name 4 real situations in which integers can be used. Spending and earning money. Sige daw. Spending and earning money. Which of the two, spending and earning, will gain plus and gain minus and have minus? Asa man ang plus diri Ang earning or
Earning
spending?
po, ma'am. Earning.
We have the earning. So,
Earning.
kana plus na siya and this will be minus kasi ning gastos man ka. Okay. Rising and falling of temperature sa kabalo na to no pag rising gani, going above and going below, that's falling. We have stock market gains and losses. The word gain itself, that is plus, and losses would be minus. Then we have gaining or losing yards in a football game. So that would be plus, and this would be minus. So these are just some of the situations no in real life in which we could apply integers. Kani siya no kay pang elementary kayo itong discussion, but what we are trying to learn here is we try to represent, we are more of contextual in the sense that we could apply mathematics in real life. And that is actually the essence of teaching math. We have to explain it to the children in the way that it is more on context-based. Pag may mga context-based ba, pag-apply ka og real-life situation, pinaka-importante ba yun na siya, especially in the K-12, na pag magtudlo gani ka og math, it's not just about teaching them the concept of integers or writing it on the blackboard or maghatag kag numero sa ilaha. It's not just enough, no? But rather, we have to provide real-life situations or even simulations that would really, that would really help in this study or learning of integers. So, ginaani man gina usually. We could even have a game for this. Pwede kang magpa-games, no? Kasi ano man ta, teaching math naman lang ta diri that's the reason that our discussion, it's more of elementary ang iyahang atake. Kasi, this is actually the essence. We are not trying to discuss integers here in the sense nga pina-highest level na no, even though we are college students and we are expected to have like that, but we don't forget nga we have to remember nga we are elementary school teachers and we should teach the same thing as easy as this. So, pang ano talaga yan siya, pang elementary. So, what could be probable nga mga games that we could have in integers? Sige daw, you can name games. So, may mga games nga pwede na to ma-apply ana. Sige daw, you try to think. Games mo na ilang paborito. Sige. You try to think what could be a good game that you could have. This is also in line with high cognitive demand task. If you are given the topic integer, or what could be a probable activity that you will be giving? O integers, na kailangan kay context-based siya. Wala. Sige daw, you try to think. Sige daw. Wala. Wag mo maisip. Hmm? You can have actually games like, for example, if you are teaching in a Montessori class, mga kindergarten, you can have games like earning, ano no, not earning, kanang mga stone activities in which pwede madungagan, makuhaan ang ilahang mga stones. You can have like that. 'Di ba? That is also engaging integers kasi we have here spending and earning money. Or you can have also like spending and earning money ba? Oy, kanang you try to get something tapos you lose something. Muraging ana nga mga games, no? You can also have like simulations of buying something in the market using money because somehow they will also spend and they will also earn money. You also have here an exploratory where you can take your ano no take your students outside the classroom and then they try to get their own thermometer and ilahang sukdon unsa ang temperature sa gawas tapos isuluday nila graph na pud ang ikataon-taon. So you see, those are just examples of real life situations or context-based experiences that we could provide for our students. So in that case, no, we are not just emphasizing here how important it is to teach the concept of integers, but we are also helping them realize and understand better what integers are really are in real life para maano pod nila no nga naa di a sense ang pag-study sa integers kasi we always think manggod ba na what is really the purpose of why we are learning integers. In fact, hindi man ito siya magamit in real life. Like for example, magpalit ka sa sari-sari store, you cannot say, papalit ako og candy positive 5 pabuok. Di ba? We don't say things like that. We couldn't say also na, uy, ang ako ang na-earn karon na morning no is 20 positive 25 pesos. 'Di ba? We couldn't say things like that. So our first question talaga in our existence is that why do we need to study integers? In fact, integers cannot be used practically in everyday living. So, at least, no, makita na to ang iyahang belief. Kasi, when we come to realize, no, teaching math itself is not just about the concepts, the solving, but it teaches us some lessons of which we could actually provide or even apply in our life. So that's the essence of mathematics. Kaya nga, if you have something like problems when it comes to patience, you don't have the patience, you don't have the strategy to find out solutions, tapos din, hey, gani ka sa math, if you are having like that in your real life as your dilemma or your problem, maglisod ka talaga sa math. Pag may mga problems ka in terms of decision making or meron kang problems personally if you have problems in decision making, if you have problems also when it comes to patience, if your patience is actually measured, hindi ka talaga pwede sa math na subject. But if you are a person na your thinking is really rational, you are logical thinker, you are a critical thinker, then math would be a good subject for you. So it's just like that. So it doesn't mean to say manggod no na it should be applicable in life. So we can use this one. Okay, so may mga additionals lang ako na nasabi. So a positive integer does not have a sign. So you can actually just remove the plus because it's already given no na plus. Pag may pag ano siya, pag whole number talaga siya na walang negative, it only means to say that it's actually positive. But we have to emphasize that when we talk about negative, it should be written as negative. So for example, negative 3. But if you have only the positive, then 3 is already acceptable. So, ana lang siya. Okay, so we have here a problem. The highest elevation, o kani, this is very, very common problem. The highest elevation in northern lookout is Snow Peak, which is 15,237 feet above sea level. The lowest elevation is Tree Valley, which is 368 feet below sea level. What is the distance from the top of Snow Peak to the bottom of Tree Valley? You have here a representation. Meron tayong Snow Peak, meron tayong sea level, at then meron tayong Tree Valley. Sige daw. You calculate what is the answer here. Or you can use the chat box if you're going to answer. You type in your answer if what is the answer. What is the distance from the Snow Peak going to the Tree Valley? Okay, we have 14,869. See, how about the others? 14,869. Ganay lain? Okay, sige ha. Let's see if your answers are correct. So we have 14,869 and 14,869, no? Sige, let's try to see if your answers are correct. Okay, we try to analyze here. Ani ba, mo ni siya problema usahay ba? Makalimot man gyud ta. Naturally, no, makalimot man gyud ta. Pero it's a matter of how you analyze the problem now. O you try to translate it to yourselves. Kasi maskin o wala kay wa ka kabalo unsa ni mo ni siya, pero kung mo analyze ka sa problema, maansiran man ni ninyo. O you try to i-analyze ato siya binisaya. Ang pinakataas ko no na siya 15,237. That is already above sea level. Ang below sea level ko no is 368 nga katong 3 valley. Given that you already have the zero and that is the basis of the sea level, we have the above sea level and the below sea level, then what would be the distance from the top of the snow peak to the bottom of the three valleys? So our question now is to get now the distance from here, gikan dira sa ibabaw, padulong sa ubos. Pila daw na siya diha, tanan. That is actually the problem. Muna iyang gusto nga makita dira Pila ko no. So therefore, we have here our solution. We can represent each elevation as an integer. So we have first our first integer. Okay. We have 15 to 37 feet above sea level. That's 15 to 37. And then we have negative 368. Okay. So the distance from the top of Snow Peak to the bottom of Three Valley is the same as the distance from 15 to 37 to negative 368 on the number line. So we add the distance from to 0 and the distance from 0 to negative 368 for a total of 15,605 feet. So therefore, our answer is 15,605 because we only need to add 15, 237, and 368. However, tingala ta, ma'am, negative man ang naa sa ubos. Actually, no, we are just trying to see if what would be the distance. We are not trying to see here the negative and the positive of each movement of each of the measurement from the kasi if we are going to analyze manggod ba, kung tan-awon na to siyang kani, atong gikan sa snow peak, if from gikan sa sea level, going up is 15,237. Saan naman ni kaluding na ba? Gikan sa 15,237. Therefore, our question would be here is, pila man karon ang distance from 0 to 368. So, imo ra na siyang i-add. 15,200, gikan sa 0 to 15,237, i-add mo ng 368 nga naa sa ibabaw, and then you will get the distance na of the from the top of the snow peak to the tree valley. So kailangan lang siya nimo i-add. Sige daw. Yan. We have points to remember. Integers are the set of whole numbers and their opposites. We have whole numbers larger than 0 are called positive. Okay, integer 0 is neither positive nor negative. And then two integers are opposite if they are the same distance away from 0 but on opposite sides of the number line. So for example, two integers are opposite like negative 11 and positive 11. So they have just the same distance away from the zero, but they are just opposite sides of the number line. So as represented also the same thing as this. Kapangit sa akong number line, oy. For example, we have here the zero, and then this mo niyang gipasabot nga opposite. Putang tana ay 12 diha, and then na po 12 dito. The same distance lang sila, however, they are located opposite with each other because they are also opposite from the zero. But their distance from zero is just the same. Wala siya. Okay, sige. Positive integers may be written with or without a sign. So I have already provided that one. So by the next meeting, we will be discussing absolute numbers or absolute integers. At least naka-introduction na tanong, ginahinayan lang nato siya kay para maapas-apas pa nato. Okay, di lang sa siguro tataman, oy. Do we have questions and concerns? Naa pa? So, wala naman siguro, no? So, we will just be meeting again by Wednesday, and then tomorrow, I don't know if what would be a sort of activity that I will be, ano no, sending to all of you, pero sige lang, magsabi lang naman ako earlier in the morning. Ana na lang, okay? Sige, so we just see each other later na lang for our TLE. See you later, everyone.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Thank you po,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. Goodbye, ma'am.